Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping news tonight, senior doctors are meeting at this hour to learn details of an early morning meeting of officials of the 115-member Consultants Physician Staff Association and the Ministry of Finance. It's day 8 of the senior doctors' withdrawal of services from the Public Hospitals Authority, which includes the Princess Margaret and Rand Memorial Hospitals and all government clinics. The PHA canceled those services, save emergency services, as they continued with that strike. After meeting with the senior doctors on Monday, the Prime Minister said the government will look for wiggle room in the budget to meet doctors' demands, but reiterated that the government will not jeopardize the country's financial stability. Meantime, more than 400 nurses overwhelmingly voted to strike yesterday. This was their second strike vote in the past 2 months. They're also locked in their negotiations with the Public Hospitals Authority, who wanted to implement a new shift system. Those plans have been shelved for a second time. Now, the Public Hospitals Authority today refuted statements by the Bahamas Nurses Union, which specified other disputes, apart from the proposed implementation of the new standardized shift. In September this year, the PHA announced that all outstanding matters with the BNU had been resolved and that only outstanding issues were the implementation of a standardized shift system for nurses, which would bring them in line with the current system in place for all allied health staff. The previously announced December 10th implementation date for the new shift system again has been deferred. The government taking steps to ensure that the country's financial services sector remains compliant in keeping with new standards being imposed by the European Union. During House of Assembly proceedings today, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, opened debate on a compendium of bills which will pave the way for the implementation of new regulations in the sector.
The new provisions contained within these bills seek to preserve the Bahamas' position as a significant global financial services center and to enhance our value proposition as a premier jurisdiction of choice for the conduct of quality wealth management, asset management, and asset protection services in compliance with international regulatory standards.
Well, the Deputy Prime Minister noted that the Penal Code Amendment Bill paves the way for tax evasion to become a criminal offense in the Bahamas. He also addressed concerns regarding the non-profit organization bill. He noted that the government will not be able to pry into the affairs of churches or other civic or social organizations.
This bill, though, is intended to help ensure that no actor, be he domestic or international, comes to the Bahamas, establishes a nonprofit organization, or knowingly or unknowingly utilizes an existing nonprofit organization to launder or to conceal the proceeds of crime.
During debate on the preferential exemption bill, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, indicated that the legislation will pave the way for the government to do away with tax exemptions for non-resident companies. Mr. Turnquest said the European Union has expressed concern about tax preferences being afforded to non-resident companies as opposed to local ones. He said the preferential advantages are in the form of exemptions of stamp tax and business license fees, which domestic companies have to pay, but foreign companies don't. Opposition leader Philip Brave Davis questioned whether the move will pave the way for the international companies to sue the government.
What will happen, for example, if an IBC who is now enjoying and is vested with this, what I say, 40-year exemption, and once we pass this law, they challenge it, and it is found by our court that it may very well be unconstitutional. Where would that leave us?
I've seen subsequent some literature correspondence that suggests that where there is a constitutional issue that there may be alternative approaches that can be taken. But that is an exception and not the rule, and they're not prepared to give us a pass on the first instance. In other words, if we want to assert that, then somebody's going to have to take it to court and challenge it.